Harvey One Richard here. What I want to talk to you about today is how do we get buyers to make decisions quicker? How do we get them to say yes to a house quicker? I think you would all agree it's very difficult sometimes to get buyers and sellers, for that matter, to make decisions. So here's what we got to do. We got to assist them in the process. See, sales to me is helping somebody make a decision that is in their best interest. So our objective is to help people make good decisions. So how do you do that? Let's say you're taking them out, you're going to show them 4 properties. Here's what I want you to do. After every property, what I want you to do is get them to rate that particular property on a scale of 1 to 10. Say, if you had to rate this home, where would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? 10's perfect, 1's a disaster. They might say a 6. Great. You write down a 6, and you got to write this down. And say, now what would this property take to make it a 10? They might say, oh, well, we want to have a pool, you want to have a larger backyard, we want to have a larger kitchen, and write all those things down and say, okay, great, thank you very much. This is helping me understand exactly what it is you're looking for. Go to the next property. They look at the property, same exercise, back in the car, you'd say, well, how would you rate this one on a scale of 1 to 10? And they say, well, this one's probably like maybe a 7.5. Great. What would it take to make it a 10? Well, the master bedroom was just way too small and it didn't have an ensuite. But yard was great, kitchen was great, you go, wonderful. You write those things down, you go to the next property. They look at it and say, well, this one here, I think this was about an 8.5. You go an 8.5, okay, great. Well, what would it take to make it a 10? Well, everything was great about this property, but boy, only if it had a pool. If it had a pool, because then we got to put one in if it doesn't have one, it's a lot of money and everything else. Okay, great, you write that down. You go to the next one was a 5. And they said, oh, we needed a finished basement, didn't like the house, didn't like the color, great. So now you've looked at 4 homes, and you go back and you say, well, obviously, the first one's no good, the second one's no good, and the fourth one's no good. But here's what's interesting. This one here, you rate as an 8.5. Now, I've been in real estate for 20 years. This could be you talking. I've been in real estate for 20 years. And guess what we have never, ever seen? A 10. That's right. I bought a number of homes myself, and guess what I've never found? A 10. Here's what our goal is when we're looking for homes. We want to find an 8.5 to a 9, and then we need to turn it into a 10. So why don't we go back to the office, and why don't we look at this property, and why don't we decide what we'd have to do exactly to make it a 10, and if that's manageable for you, maybe we can go ahead with an offer. If not, we can continue to look. How does that sound? All you're helping them do now is helping them make a decision. I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you real soon.